Greetings, family. How y'all doing? My name is Giovanni. I'm a phytotherapist here at Comedic Science. I'm just give y'all a second to come into the live with us. I am open to questions, so as I'm going through, y'all are more than welcome to ask any questions, health related, anything y'all need about herbs. Ask away, and I'll get to your questions. Peace, welcome. How y'all doing? Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and start. My name is Giovanni. Some people know me as Spider here at Comedic Science. I'm getting the opportunity, this is an exclusive opportunity to share my journey with y'all. I've been a vegan for 6 years. I'm a huge follower of Dr. Sebi. The reason I went vegan was because I was having congestion problems about 6 years ago, and one of my first researches I did, I learned that mucus actually comes from milk and dairy products and things like that. So my first step was to cut dairy from my diet. For about 6 months I cut dairy, that's all I did. I was still eating chicken and things like that. After my 6-month experience cutting dairy, I noticed the texture of my saliva and everything changed. So I went ahead and I said, you know what, let me go ahead and just be completely vegan. I continued that for another 6 months, and I've been vegan ever since. I also recently learned the difference between being an alkaline vegan and being just a person that doesn't eat meat and things like that. So there's still dangers when you are just a vegan. So y'all, bear with me and just enjoy the ride. So 2 years ago, I learned who Dr. Sebi was, who taught me about what the uric acid and carbonic acid and lactic acid is. And I went ahead and started following his documentation and his work and studying his lectures and, writing down and experimenting for myself on myself. And the proof is really in the work. So inspired by him, I got 2 of my teas currently. It's usually 3. It's usually Oasis, Tantra, and Southside. Right now, due to me being sold out, all I have is Oasis, which I usually identify with a gold dot, as y'all see at the top. And I got Southside, which is some green dots that usually look like the skin of the Southside. That's how I identify until I get some labels on here, but usually they sell out before I even get labels on it. But you can find these teas here, coming soon at Comedic Science, exclusively at Comedic Science, and this is exclusive. I'm going to talk about what each tea does, of course. My Oasis tea is 4 grams of sarsaparilla in each bottle. My intent with the tea is to cure anemia, cure impotence, purify the blood, detox you of any, radical metals and everything in there. And it's pretty much the spark plug of the body. It's going to keep you conductive, it's going to keep you electric, and it's brewed in alkaline water, so it's 9.5 alkalinity, along with all the minerals, the iron, fluorine in the sarsaparilla. So this is a powerhouse within itself, and it's just sarsaparilla. This is a 16-ounce bottle, so y'all come through and get this. I also do custom orders, so if y'all need gallons, if y'all need wholesale, if y'all need anything, if y'all need programs if you need a complete health program, I have you. I got you. That's my oasis. And my soursop tea, as you all may know or may not know, soursop is a fruit that grows in the tropics, and it's 10,000 times more powerful than chemotherapy. It's really difficult to find, but it is proven, to cure and, relieve cancer. So that's my soursop beverage. This is also a 16-ounce bottle, so y'all can come through and get it. If y'all have any questions, go ahead. I'm going to see what y'all got for me. How do we use willow bark? Let me see what else we got. The teas and with their properties. Do you have any insight on ocular migraines and what can help? She.Nina. So today, actually, I don't know if y'all know who Jael is up here at Community Science, but Jael actually had a headache for some reason, and I was working here. I had to go home for whatever reason to get some charges for my iPhone, and I threw together a real quick. I was working with whatever herbs I had. I had linden flower, damiana, yohimbe, and burdock. So I put that together for her, and that actually really worked. So if you need any migraine help, linden flower and damiana are known to help central nervous system and anxiety and panic attacks and things like that. So that's for you with the migraine. Let me see. What does third eye mean? Well, third eye we actually call the first eye. So our pineal gland is actually our first eye. JW444. Apple cider vinegar. LA Rock IZM. So this is recently through my studies. Apple cider vinegar actually dehydrates the body, and it is actually an acid. So I'll be mindful of that. Again, do your own research. Don't go for my word. Do your own research. But I know it's an acid, and I know it dehydrates you. Do you know who migraines? I just spoke about that. I mean, there's so many more herbs I could talk about. German chamomile, blue vervain. Can we lose the background noise? All right. Is it too loud for y'all? Yeah. This is all we got. Can y'all turn the music down, Chuck? Thank you. A little bit. That's perfect. Blessings. Thank you. Hit my DMs. My Instagram is Starboy. I'll probably plug it later. Moringa. So what I know about moringa, I know moringa has a lot of minerals. We actually have some new moringa in store. That's really fresh. It looks really green. So, it has a lot of magnesium, a lot of chlorophyll in there. Moringa is a good herb to use in your smoothies, and mostly your smoothies. That's how I would consume it. Some people I've heard, I guess, water it down or juice it down and take it as shots, like a strong concentrated form. Testosterone, bladderwrack, and sea moss. Uncle J 7916. So what I know about sea moss, definitely sea moss is one of the most nutritious plants we could consume on the face of this earth. It contains 92 of 102 minerals that the body needs, just for, complete nourishment. Whether it's your bone structure, it contains sulfur for your lungs, it contains calcium for your bones, copper and carbon for your brain. And it's also the only plant with thyroid hormone, so it's the only way you can replenish your thyroid hormone. And what I know about bladderwrack is bladderwrack actually stimulates that thyroid, so it's going to activate it. And some more knowledge about sea moss. When you damiana, yohimbe, and who taught me about what the uric acid and carbonic acid and so it's going to promote healthy hair growth, and I learned that from, I think, K2 Dart's degree. I don't know if y'all know who that is, but he taught me that. Blue Lotus, I will have soon, so stay tuned for that. I will have Blue Lotus soon. Monta WSR, DM me for the dialysis health revamp. I got you. There's programs for it. I got you. Sorry for being soft-spoken. Where we at? How y'all doing? Hello. Any advice, alternatives to prescribe ADHD meds? ADHD is a scam, actually. Anything to help with fertility? Actually, yes. Definitely what you want to do is remove mucus from your complete diet. Let me continue with the fertility. So, I have a patient, Miss Kim, who was going through menopause, and I pretty much cured her hot flashes with red clover, red raspberry, and damiana, and I call that my RR mix. So I have that too, if you need some, and it also helps with fertility. So that's that. With fertility, also I know sea moss actually. Well, if you're planning to have a baby, of course, sea moss actually promotes amazing, infant and toddler health and just overall life health. So get on your sea moss. If you need some sea moss, I have something called Astro Juice. I have it this Thursday at Comedic Science. And what Astro Juice has is, it has about 1 ounce of sea moss per bottle, and also 4 grams of burdock. So I don't know if y'all know the magic of sea moss and burdock, but sea moss has the 92 minerals of 102, and burdock completes it with the remaining 10. So if you put burdock and sea moss together, it's a complete mineral beverage, and that's a whole meal replacement in essence. So I call that Astro Juice, and it's going to be here at Comedic Science this week, so y'all can come through and get it. Cynical haze, any advice on alternatives for schizophrenia and someone who cannot sleep well? Most definitely. For sleeping, we have linden flower, we have German chamomile, we have blue vervain. Some people say that valerian and blue vervain may not work well, but definitely you want to do consume hot beverages, warm beverages. That's going to just relax your whole nervous system, relax your whole system, period. And yeah, what other questions y'all got? How about severe heart palpitations diagnosed with tachycardia? So what I know about heart health is I have an herb called yohimbe. And yohimbe actually regenerates heart cells, so it's going to strengthen your heart and promote good circulation. And if you do strengthen the heart, you also want to target the liver. So you want to do things with milk thistle. You want to definitely get milk thistle in your nourishment. You want to combine that with burdock as well. That's just going to regenerate your whole liver, ultimately your blood. And if you start with the liver and then you start re-strengthening the heart, that's just going to, promote an ultimate nourished circulation. So you want to combine the two. It's always, all the herbs work in the team. You don't want to depend on one herb too much. So definitely combine them, man. It's teamwork. Any advice on energy loss? I don't feel rested whenever I sleep. Definitely you want to heal your blood. And the Oasis tea, the sarsaparilla tea, is going to help you with energy because it keeps you conducted. Oral health and digestive system. With oral health, I do know coconut oil is good for brushing your teeth, and definitely brushing your tongue. If you brush your tongue, most of the bad odor is going to be on your tongue, so you want to brush your tongue. And don't eat any sugar. Like, sugar is probably the most dangerous thing we could eat. I'm going to get into sugar in a minute. Monk William J., low testosterone. What you want to do for low testosterone is you want to clean out your body of the xenomorph estrogen. Xenomorph estrogen comes in a lot of things like soy products. If you consume like these vegan patties, like what's it called? Beyond Meat. If you consume any like Beyond Meat and like soy-based, like tofu and edamame and things like that, and even in our water, in our tap water, there's a xenomorph estrogen, and it really tampers with men and women alike. So women that take estrogen supplements to regulate their menstruation cycle for whatever reason, what that is doing is it's actually altering your normal function. So women are going to bleed more, they're going to get moodier, they're going to get headaches, and that's coming from just things that we think are safe to eat. So Mark William J., to replenish your testosterone, you actually want to get red clover. Red clover is going to detox you of that fake estrogen and produce new estrogen. And once you, I guess, detox that and replenish new estrogen, you'll feel better. So like your low testosterone feeling is gonna boost. And then after you go through that detox process, you want to replenish with some damiana and start getting your circulation right and start, detoxing your liver, replenishing your liver with milk thistle, with the burdock, with the yellow dock, all the liver cleansing herbs. That's what you want to do, get your blood right, and then also change your diet. So a lot of times what happens with low testosterone or just a bad circulation is just that our blood isn't healthy. Our arteries are clogged up with plaque and things like that. So with the plaque, I would recommend black seed oil. We have black seed oil here at Comedic Science. You want to grab that and remove that plaque from your system, and also combine it with a healthy diet. So you want to remove all the sugar from your body. You want to process that, and the best way to do that is with chlorophyll or leafy greens. So you want to consume magnesium. When you consume magnesium in high amounts, it's a better probability for you to metabolize and flush out that sugar that's accumulated in your system. It actually takes 54 molecules of magnesium to process 1 molecule of sugar. So get that sugar out your body. That's probably why you're feeling low. Thank you. What are good eating habits list for guys? What are good eating habits list you guys have to recommend? I'm a big Sebian, so I follow Dr. Sebi's alkaline guide. I don't know if y'all have access to that, but if not, we'll definitely give you access to that on the page. Better food habits. So what I would do, if you're somebody that's trying to detox, I would do like a great fast. So I would do 14 days of just herbal teas instead of just solid food. So 14 days of 1 meal a day consisting of just herbs throughout the day. So Oasis. It's called Oasis for a reason. I would do sarsaparilla tea, I would do burdock, I would do sea moss. And if you want to eat solid foods, I would only eat seeded grapes. I would eat things like papaya, which help with parasites. So if you're suffering with parasites, get some papaya. We have black walnut herb. It's going to help with parasites too. Really solid foods. All you want to do is fruits and vegetables if you're feeling like low energy and you're feeling, sluggish. Let's see what else we got. Joint, shoulder pain for men. Any natural options? Joint and shoulder pain. There's actually saponins in sarsaparilla, and those saponins help with inflammation and calcified or crystallized uric acid in the joints. So consuming sarsaparilla on a consistent basis is going to remove that inflammation, and it's also going to help all that joint pain. What's a good book to start with? We have Nutritional in store. That's a really good nutrition book, and it's got a huge history documentation. Do you all have this info on YouTube? We don't. You could check out our Facebook and our Instagram. We have a lot of information. RENYCC. Unknown King. Yes, we do have a website, comedicscienceinstitute.com. Any help for sickle cell anemia? Red Z Girl, REDD Z Girl. Sickle cell anemia, come get some Oasis or get some sarsaparilla on your own. That's going to cure your sickle cell anemia, and also clean your blood. So milk thistle, burdock, do the black seed, remove the plaque from your arteries and your heart. Thank you, Cortland Scott. Golden Mamacita _QB, definitely stop eating sugar. And then detox with chlorophyll. Magnesium, leafy greens, things like that. That's going to have magnesium. Papaya is hard to find, and then there's tricks to actually preparing the papaya. So, like, you have to milk it. So when you get the papaya, you have to cut the top stem and the bottom stem, and then you have to slice the sides and let it milk for a couple of days. But papaya is amazing. They call it angel food for a reason. How much herbs are needed for a tea? Okay. Jovi _ the modest. So for a tea, or a 14-day tea fast. There's about 40 herbs, if I'm not mistaken, and each one has a certain intent. And depending on your situation, I'll probably have to talk to you in person, or something like that would have to happen for a 14-day fast. But really, sarsaparilla, sea moss, like the same herbs I keep talking about, those are the herbs that you want to stay on. Just_soul radio, let me know what word to spell. Nick, call Marcia, diabetes. So with diabetes, what I do with my people for diabetes, I put them on the detox, like I'm just talking about. You want to get the sugar out your body, stop consuming the sugar, period. Like, if it's not coming from a natural fruit, if it's not coming from dates or agave nectar, which are two low glycemic sweeteners, don't consume it. Red girl, sickle cell anemia, I think I talked about that. Sarsaparilla, anything with iron. Facebook page is Comedic Science. Red girl, so for the anemia, sarsaparilla, that's going to be your number one. Sarsaparilla has the highest concentration of iron fluorine, and the blood in our bodies is made up of iron and fluorine. Like, that's the main element. Here's our symbiotic relationship between plants and humans. Plants' elemental molecular structure of their plasma is identical to humans. Like, we have the same molecular structure when it comes to our plasmas. The only difference is that humans have iron fluorine and plants have magnesium. Magnesium, when it goes into the body, it acts like a magnet in the body, so it's going to pull all toxic metals and things like that. And when you defecate or urinate, you'll flush it out. And the magic of iron fluorine is when it's growing in the body, it also acts like a magnet, but it's pulling minerals when it's growing. So as the sarsaparilla and as these herbs grow, they actually pull minerals. So they're gonna contain gold, they're gonna contain calcium, selenium, magnesium, all these elements and all these minerals. Do you know of a good company we can get the herbs from? We have bulk herbs here on the shelves at Comedic Science. There is, many places you could get the herbs online. The sarsaparilla comes from Mexico, comes from Jamaica. Most of the herbs that we do work with either come from the tropics, Central America, South America, or Africa. So, they're good herbs. Let me know what other questions y'all got. If not, I could probably just keep talking here. And some key topics. So as y'all know, we do live in a insanely dysfunctional society where we continue to poison ourselves knowingly. So a lot of us know that we're poisoning ourselves, but for whatever reason, I don't know if it's depression, I don't know if it's desperation, we continue to make mistakes in the choices that we make on a daily basis. And you all definitely, there's no question with the community right here. We understand that health is our biggest investment. If we're not healthy, how can we help others? How can we heal others if we're not healthy ourselves? So let's make that one of our emphasis when it comes to just our daily lifestyle. Like, what are we if we're not healthy? You see what I'm saying? Peace and love to all of y'all, man. Thank you for the questions. Thank you for the love. What's good for fibroids? Lala Caramel 45. For fibroids, actually, dang, you hit me in the head. Because I was just looking up this research. It's a lot in my head right now. But let me get back to you real quick. Cortland Scott, my brother, to tell him about the water supply. All right, so the waters, like that. And the water we're being fed in our tap is actually recycled sewage water. So it is purified, but it's coming from the sewer. So when we flush the toilet, that's the water that's coming back to us purified. So just keep that in mind. If you're not getting spring water or water from a well, be mindful of that water. You know, that's weird. Thank you, DeAndre. Peace and love and light to you as well. Back to the fibroids though. Yeah, let me get on that because the knowledge is in my head. I was just researching this.
Are you better?
And it's a lot of emotions going in my head. God, I was just talking to a lady about this.
You just need to get in here, you know what I'm saying, and burn some sage and, you know, do what you do, get back.
Tell me something about that.
So,
dang,
you say you better, are you available?
What's your name? Lala Caramel, DM me on that question, please. I have the info for you, I promise you. What's up, that guy, Polo? Do you know what water are you talking about? Lala Caramel, just DM me, please. Do you know who? Can you boil the water? If you're talking about tap water, if you boil it, I'm assuming you're talking about probably distilling it on your own. So if you do distill tap water, you will see at the bottom of that pot that you are distilling from, you will see like a residue. You'll see like a buildup of things and different metals and weird water radicals that you're gonna see. Fibroids. I'm mad I didn't remember that. I'll have it for you. Thank you. Peace and love. The teas for migraine, lavender, not lavender, linden flower, German chamomile, damiana, and blue vervain. But damiana and linden flower seem to be like the two most potent ones. Leonard Evolutionary Spring Water and a lime is what I use to create alkaline water. That's a great way. You can also soak cucumbers in your spring water and make sure that lime is a key lime. But you can also soak cucumbers in your spring water and alkaline it. It's a great way to do it. What else do y'all want to know? Peace and love. But yeah, y'all. So like I said, I'm gonna have that Astro Juice in this week. We are open. The life behind Evolve Viva. We are open. So if you wanna come through, you come through. You are welcome. Do you know who? What else do I want to touch on? Let me know what y'all are going through right now, and I'll answer more questions. As far as my teas, I pretty much touched everything on it. Oasis, Soursop, Tantra is gonna be here soon. My Tantra tea is sarsaparilla, yohimbe, and damiana. So my intent with that is just to really repair our hearts and relax our minds as we heal and detox. We are open every day until 7 p.m. Feathers and waist beads. We have plenty of feathers. We have peacock feathers. We have white feathers. We have blue feathers. And waist beads. We have plenty of those as well. We have cool lights too. I don't know if y'all can see the lamps behind me, but we are lit. We got Himalayan salt lamps. Those are really cool too.
Because that space is small, so I'm like, look, get that for grab that for. You know what I'm saying? I can direct people because the space is small. I got an aisle and everything. And you can turn around, they can turn around and be like, what's this? You know what I'm saying? Turn to whatever, and I can answer it. It's a lot easier than somebody that's ignorant in a small place. Because they can just ask me questions. And I can hear people ask for certain things.
Thank you guys for joining me and the patience, you know. If y'all have any more quick questions, I think I touched as much as I can. Oh, Love 333 Light 444 Harmony 777. That's a long name. Magic mushrooms, hemp, and CBD. So what I have learned about magic mushrooms, they can help cure things like schizophrenia and anybody going through any traumatic experiences because they actually help rewire the brain and reconnect disconnections that we might have had from traumas and situations like that. And CBD oil we will have in stock soon, so if y'all come through, that is going to be here. And that goes back to that ADHD question. A lot of times the ADHD is actually a result of sugar. So sugar, I didn't get to touch on. Let me go back and touch on that. Nephew, hold up. We do have statues all around the store, so come through. Uptown RG3, to start detoxing, you want to stop consuming uric acid, carbonic acid, and lactic acid. You want to remove those 3 acids from your diet, and then you want to start, whether it's processing the artificial processed sugars, you want to do chlorophyll, so a lot of magnesium, a lot of leafy greens, a lot of things that are green. Make sure they're alkaline herbs. Follow the alkaline herb list. And then start replenishing with iron fluoride and, replenishing your liver with milk thistle, burdock, and doing things like that. Make it a lifestyle. My name is Giovanni, or you could call me Spider. I'm up here. Frequency and individuals. Nephew 428. What I do know about frequency, so things like television, things like the radio, they're tuned to certain frequencies that alter our natural 432 hertz frequency, and it actually destroys our DNA. So the radio actually tunes things as a standard to 440 hertz, and that's actually destructive to our DNA, which is a lot of the reason why our youth is so destructive. They're so out of control, it's chaotic in a sense, because they're being destroyed. Our DNA is literally being destroyed, and it's being tampered with the blue light from the TV that you get and things like that, which is crazy. But we got to snap out of it. We got to get up. We got to take our youth back. Save the babies. Stop sitting in front of a TV and calling it family time. You know what I'm saying? Go out to nature. Go to a park. Go to a garden. Do things like that build versus destroy, like watching TV and listening to crazy music, crazy lyrics. Alkaline water is the best. Helps stimulate neurons in the brain. That's correct. And also keep your body conductive. The brain is actually composed of copper and carbon. So that friction between copper and carbon is what helps the electrical circuit in our body stay functioning. Any women in here read Sacred Women? Jael did a great job with the Sacred Women. DavidThorne.consulting. You can check out our website. I believe the link is on the Instagram. _new life. Check out our website. Unknown King. We have plenty of books. We have Nutritional, all the Dr. Laila Africa books. We have those. Come check them out. There's plenty of books on Medu Netter. We have books on yoga. We have historic books. We have Marcus Garvey books. We have poetry books. We have plenty of material. constructive material. Lala caramel 45. Can you detox the kidneys and liver? Yes. So with the liver, I do know milk thistle not only detoxes the liver but also replenishes new liver cells. So definitely add that to your arsenal. And to detox the kidneys, you want to stop eating protein. Okay, so let me get on this real quick. The whole bodybuilder, all our men in the community talking about, oh, I need protein, bro. I need carbs. I need amino acids. So our body's composed of minerals. It's not composed of proteins. It's not composed of amino acids. Our bodies actually create protein. So I don't know if you guys have ever studied breast milk in mothers, but the protein level in breast milk in mothers is actually the second lowest. There's more proteins in rat milk and more protein in cow milk and different animals, all other animals versus humans. Like, we don't really need proteins to live. We're star children. We are children of the stars, so we're composed of minerals. We make proteins. We're not meant to be acidic. Babies are the most alkaline beings on the planet. Saludos desde Argentina. What's up? Chlorophyll, enzymes, tablets, okay to take. BTUC 34, definitely. That sounds like an amazing plan. Unknown King, for all the books are going to be online. I don't think we have any video and DVDs yet. Peace and love. Thank you. Definitely watch out with chemicals, poisons such as aspartame. I don't know if y'all heard of aspartame, but aspartame is in chewing gum. So companies like Wrigley's and all these gum companies allow for the production of aspartame to go through with their gum. And that causes so many illnesses, so many diseases, so much destruction of just your central nervous system to your muscle tissue, to everything. So watch out with chewing gum. With the sugar. Sugar is actually the most acidic thing that we could eat. It tastes the sweetest, but it's the most acidic thing that we could eat. Whether it comes from sugarcane purely, if you're eating turbinado, whatever you think is safe about sugar, it's not. If somebody tells you it's safe, it's not. If it's not from a plant, if it's not from fruit, don't consume it. If it's not agave or a date or something like that, don't use it as a sweetener. It is the reason why our children are so erratic. So this whole ADHD thing is really a compromise of your brain. Sugar stimulates the dopamine sectors in your brain. Dopamine being the pleasure sensor. So when we consume sugar, we're hyper stimulating that sensor in the brain. And after a while, actually after a few years, it actually pretty much blocks the dopamine releasing sectors in the brain. So you're in a constant high. Once you're in that constant high, it's a wrap. Like your brain has been compromised, and that's when you get into the stages of obesity and these stages of depression and dysfunction, your attention deficit at that point from sugar. So be careful with that. Cheese. I don't know if any of our viewers still have a problem eating cheese, but cheese actually stimulates the opioid sensors of your brain. Opioid dealing with things like addiction, things like a really good song, things like heroin. Those things are also going to stimulate your opioid sensors of your brain. Ultimately, why people are so addicted to cheese. So be careful with cheese. Babies are the greatest thing that ever happened to the planet. Yeah, babies are super smart. Like, I don't know if y'all ever noticed. Babies don't like carrots. Babies don't like chocolate. Babies don't like certain things, and it's for a reason, because we actually are born all knowing. Like, we're born knowing so much from instincts, you know. We're born with this genetic coding in our DNA that gives us information to survive and, you know, procreate, because as humans, we are really just, like, that's our purpose. Our purpose is to create. But we've been programmed to destroy. So, you know, we have to snap out of it. We have to reclaim our minds, reclaim our bodies, reclaim our spiritual. Like, it's a spiritual war, it's a physical war. It's crazy out here, man. We got to get together, you know. We got to unite. Together we can do so much. Cheese is the mucus. Yep. That's right. And it also causes plaque. Ashe. Older male wanting to have more children. So if you, I mean, shit, we never die. You know, energy never dies. But if you are an elder, I would definitely, you know, go through the stages of detox and get CMOS. CMOS is going to be really our savior. CMOS, bladderwrack, sarsaparilla, you know, all the minerals, sulfur. You know, we gotta start breathing again. We need sulfur in our lungs. That's right. Point of empowerment. Can you please emphasize that question? What's it doing enhancer? I think you might be asking what's a good enhancer. What are you trying to enhance? So just let me get that. I'm going to be on here for a few more minutes, so y'all let me know what topics y'all want me to touch. Any questions health-wise, any phytotherapy questions, let me know. If y'all do have anything that you guys are going through and you need help, you're more than welcome to DM me. If you don't want to talk about it on live, that's definitely understandable. A good enhancer, but okay, so I'm going to talk some more about CMOS. Like I said, I'm going to just, you know, recap. CMOS has 92 of 102 minerals that the human body is composed of. It's also the only plant source for thyroid hormone being located around the throat. It has been linked that keeping the thyroid healthy actually promotes healthy hair growth, so that's a cool tip to know. And it nourishes us on a, like I said, on a cellular level, so it penetrates the membranes in our body and just rejuvenates us and keeps us alive. It has every mineral, from calcium to grow our bones to, copper and carbon to keep our brains functioning, to the sulfur to keep our lungs, you know, to regenerate new lung cells, to magnesium to keep us detox and, you know, free us of any radical metals of the body. There is sea moss. You could get Irish sea moss. You could get the raw plant sea moss. How you consume sea moss. So how I consume my sea moss is when I get it, it's usually, you know, dehydrated. So that's usually its original form. Sea moss is dehydrated and it comes with the sea salt. It comes with seaweed sometimes. So you want to soak it and rinse it of that sea salt and of that seaweed, and then continue to let it soak. So, you first rinse it of the sea salt, of the seaweed, and then you want to let it soak. How I soak it is I usually have key lime squeezed, or I usually squeeze key limes for whatever reason. So I save the peel of the key limes that I squeeze, and I put it in that water that I'm soaking my sea moss in, and I let it soak for about 48 to 72 hours, just for it to get like a really good texture. And then I blend it in the blender with some spring water, and I create the gel. You can also boil it in water and create the gel, and then store it for, you know, whatever uses that you may want. And then a serving. So if you create the gel, a good serving is like 3 tablespoons. 2 to 3 tablespoons is a great serving. But for me, I try to get us packed with nutrients, so I put like an ounce in every bottle of sea moss. that I provide for people. And then you can also get Irish sea moss. So if you get Irish sea moss, you could really just throw that in the blender with your smoothie, like a coconut milk smoothie. You could just really, the Irish sea moss is more a little bit easier to use because you can make capsules as well. What about consuming gold and how often should we? And Jay Sean, I'm gonna get on about Christianity. Point of empowerment: to make another baby, bro. You want to just stay really alkaline, really detox, and get on the sea moss, man. I'm telling you, it's magic. Consuming gold. So when things that contain iron grow in the ground, like sarsaparilla, for example, like burdock, like most of the herbs I'm talking about, iron is the only magnetic mineral or metal on the planet. So when they grow, they actually pull more minerals to it. So apart from just having iron fluorine, it also has gold. It also has calcium. It has selenium. It has so many minerals. So it's gonna keep the carbon or our melanin in our skin. It's gonna keep it alive. It's gonna keep it active. So you can consume gold as much as you want, and you actually are consuming gold when you base your life off of alkaline diet and lifestyle. Yeah, man. So eat that gold. Jason, Christianity. How I feel about Christianity is I feel like it's really like how would I say, like a mind control tool. It's one of the 3 Abrahamic religions, so it goes tied with Islam and Judaism or the Hebrews. And what I know about the current Hebrews or like the Jews that you see in New York, that's actually a Greco-Roman, I guess, language. So yeah, Christianity, I don't follow it. I mean, if y'all don't know about Cesar Borgia, like, you need to catch up. Like these images of Jesus, like all that, don't get played by that. We are the gods. Heart attack. Ninja Nika. For your heart attack, that's kind of tough. I'm sorry to hear that. What I would do is remove the plaque from the arteries, remove the plaque from, the coronary arteries and the heart and things like that. And one of the best ways to do that is with black seed oil. We have black seed oil at the Comedic Science Institute. And then you also want to start replenishing and rejuvenating the heart, so get on your herbs like yohimbe, strengthen your liver, detox your blood. Like a lot of times we think like it's like a magic potion that we could take to just cure one thing, but our organs are a system. Like it takes a whole system for our bodies to actually work together, and that's the same with the herbs. So you want to heal not just your heart, you want to heal your liver, you want to heal your digestive system, you want to heal your respiratory system, like circulatory system, central nervous system, lymphatic system. You want to definitely heal your lymphatic system because that's where most of your antibodies come from. Peace, Arts Mistress. Nice to see you again. Peace and love, King Primoski. Anemia. Lala Caramel, I touched on anemia. Definitely iron fluorine. And Lala Caramel, be weary of doctors telling you that they have iron supplement pills, and do this research on your own. I've done it myself. There's an iron supplement called Hemoplex that actually, they're pumping iron oxide in your body. So there's a difference between iron oxide and iron fluorine. Iron oxide is an actual metal. It's the actual metal iron. Iron fluorine is a fluid form of iron. So be mindful of that, because if you do consume the iron oxide, it's going to clog your liver. It's going to destroy your kidneys. So be careful with that. Cortland Scott, I have touched on dairy. So that's lactic acid. That's, milk, cheese. It's really sick how they do us, man. They try to get us on these dairy products with the ice cream and make them all attractive and milkshakes and all this other BS. The milk that they sell you in stores, that's not meant for you. For one, you don't have 4 stomachs, so you can't. That's not something that you can stomach. Another key concept: you're not a baby cow. And also, all that milk, the way that they farm these animals, so I don't know if y'all know anything about the Amazon forest, but they're actually deforesting the Amazon to farm cows and farm it for milk and beef. Why? Because people are consuming so many cows. Give me a second. Alright. People are consuming so many cows that they gotta pump them with what is it called? Hormones and all these steroids and things to make them grow faster, or not to grow faster, but to make them, more juicy, quote unquote juicy. It's really nasty. So be careful with dairy, because you're not just consuming milk. You're consuming chemicals from the steroids that they try to make them grow faster with. You're consuming emotions, because all that emotion, all that fear that the cow and everything is going through, you feel that. That's energy. Like, you're consuming energy. So be careful with that. And then also, it's not something for you. That dairy actually contains chemicals that stimulate the opioid sensors in your brain. And when you stimulate those opioid sensors, it causes addiction. So let's say you eat a slice of cheese today, you have some pizza, you eat a cheeseburger or something like that. Anything that contains cheese, once you get off of it, 3 days later, you're going to want some cheese again. And that's because of that chemical stimulating the opioid sensors. Lady Billy, we really talking about anything, so if you want to ask questions about health, herbs, I'm a phytotherapist here at Comedic Science, so just ask away. Robin Muhammad, we sell black seed oil. We actually have pure black seed oil, and we have black seed oil with oregano oil, so that's really great. I will try to save the video. Lala Caramel, yeah, Hemoplex, watch out with that. Niats _ how did I learn about healing the body? I learned through trial and error. When I was 15, 16, I was 270 pounds. I'm currently 180 pounds. I'm feeling really healthy. I'm not too skinny. I'm not too light. I don't live life with inhibitions, as most people would say, because I don't consume meat and I don't go out and have pizza with my boys and eat wings with my boys and drink beer. I don't drink alcohol. I don't consume herbs and drugs. What I learned about healing the body, how I learned, I just did the research. I had to put myself in these positions to learn. So I got my own books. I did my own experimentation on myself, and I did what worked for me. And I'm walking in the truth now. Ronnie _ Ronnie Roan. At what point do we become more in tune, and how can we begin? That is a great question. The best way to become in tune is to get into nature. So you want to get into nature. You want to remove the distractions of who won the Super Bowl, who's going to the finals this year, like what shoes LeBron is wearing, who's on point. Like, you want to remove those distractions and get back, take your life back. Start learning about the human body, like read some history books, do stuff like that. And you get in tune. We are a community, man. At any time, if you want to come join us, we are here. Niat, vegan cheese. So what I know about vegan cheese is actually made from coconut tapioca starch, and that is still a starch. So that goes into the carbonic acid category, and you don't want to consume that. That's a chemical. Starch also has, like, things like cassava and tapioca also have cyanide. Cyanide actually alters the brainwave function, and it also disrupts your hormones. So be careful with cyanide and things like potatoes, things like sweet potatoes, things like yuca, cassava, tapioca, diet cheese. Be careful with that. Do we sell sea moss? Miss Mani, yes we do. We have bags of sea moss in store, so come get it. Kibbles and bits. What's the best plant-based milk to use? The best milk to consume is 100% coconut milk. make your own walnut milk, make your own Brazil nut milk, hemp milk. So, what I said, coconut, walnut, Brazil nut, and hemp milk. Those are four of the best. So, stay away from almond milk. Thank you for touching on the milk. Almond milk also has cyanide. I just talked about cyanide being in cassava. Almond milk also has cyanide. So, do research on cyanide. If y'all need me to spell it, let me know. Be careful with that. Crystals. I love crystals, and we actually are crystals. You know, the body is a crystal. So when we rock these crystals, that's us. How do I feel about sea moss? I love sea moss. I try to get sea moss as much as I can. So if I could consume it every day, if I had access to it every day, I would definitely eat it every day. And you can get creative with it because sea moss is essentially tasteless. So any flavor that you try to add to it is actually going to absorb that flavor. So let's say you like oatmeal or milky things and creamy things. Oatmeal is also a starch, so don't consume oatmeal. But if you like that nice, filling, creamy texture, I make my sea moss in coconut milk, and I make it with cinnamon, agave, and dates. So it's got like a nice, chunky, filling flavor to it. But you can also make it in papaya juice. I've done it in papaya with mangoes and cherries, and that tastes really good too. There's really nothing that you can't do with sea moss. You can even spice it up like you would a hot meal. So definitely have fun with that. Styles by Sheena. We are located on 1001 what is it? 1001 W.T. Harris, Suite S. The address should be on the Instagram, so just look for that. I hear a lot of Dr. Sebi in your sharing, and which one of the elders have added more value in your overall learning. DJ Purple Heart. So definitely Dr. Sebi. Laila Africa taught me a few things. He taught me that the liver actually alkalines everything in our body, so that was a really, really big jewel for me. Who else? Really, those are the main two. Every other info I've really gotten on my own, doing my own research and trial and error and things like that. But I'm definitely open to learning about new chemists and healers. So if you got any info, man, let's link up. I get my sea moss from here at Comedic Science. I know it comes from, if I'm not mistaken, from Jamaica. So it's a Jamaican sea moss. Nia, if you want to DM me for a food list, I got you. I know what to eat. Point of Empowerment, we're located in Charlotte, North Carolina. The address should be in the links. Taurus Boy, what's the best detox you think is good for me? Chlorophyll, anything. And our chlorophyll comes from alfalfa and elderberry, so those two are really good. Nephew, yeah, almond milk is cyanide, so be careful with that. Ninja Nico, what's my diet like? So I eat once a day. I eat one solid meal once a day. And I'm usually consuming my teas. So I have my sarsaparilla tea. I'll have, so I got 2 minutes remaining. I have my sarsaparilla tea. I'll eat fruits, I'll eat superfoods, things like sea moss, soursop, papaya, mangoes, seeded grapes, things like that. But if you need a list, just DM me. Just DM us. Yeah. Girl, LV, yeah. My Astro juice is good. My sea moss juice is good if you want to come through. Dawes Jackson, 9469. She's at a very late stage in her diabetes, but it is reversible. To make it a little bit easier, if you want to DM me, go ahead and do that. I have 2 minutes remaining. 1 minute remaining. Shipping is 3 to 5 days, if I'm not mistaken. Acai is considered a berry. Do you know hoop? So yeah, that's good. We don't have a location in DC yet, but we're working on it. Respect DJ Purple Heart. Peace and love. I got 50 seconds. But yeah, y'all. We are here for you, man. We are a beacon of knowledge and light and love. Y'all are all welcome to Comedic Science Institute. As y'all know, I'm the phytotherapist here. I heal people with the herbs. And yeah, man, we're here for you. Come through. We got books, we got artifacts, we got knowledge, we got crystals, we have candles, we have incenses, everything, man. Anything. Like, this is us. I'm gonna go ahead and end it on that note. But it's been really fun, man. Thank you for having me. Thank you for this opportunity, man. This is exclusive. Let's get together.